Aile. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, that sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and this Lord I say agitate sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yeah! The heathen them now, they saw them there like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon the judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God job, love the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Joe, come my way. This is the Black Pot, aka Quayson'S. And here we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is where the truth exists. That is why we say we are the headquarters of the truth. We actually are not neutral, never neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We're starting a bit late today because we have to run around on some issues that we are investigating. Please, from tomorrow, you will start to see what we've been investigating all this while. And your screens will be hotter. Oh my God. This is the Black Pot, aka Quayson'S. And here we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must, like you were told, it's just to build and not to destroy. We are live on Facebook, also live on YouTube. Oh yes. We can also be accessed on Instagram. And of course, for now, TikTok is out of the picture, but we will soon be hitting you on TikTok again. Remember, our numbers are rolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. This is the Black Pot, aka Quayson'S. And here we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Now in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot where they are subjected to some good amount of heating. At the end of the day, sumptuous food is produced for the nourishment of the whole family. That is exactly what we do here. Bringing different ideas from all walks of life, pick up the creme de la creme of all these and slap that on our problems right here on our land for solutions. This is the headquarters of the truth. It's the Black Pot. And we are called Black Empire TV. Without much ado, today we have two very important issues to look at. And it's hot. Story number one. Oh Lord God have mercy. It says, Reverend Ntim Fordjour chased. Who is Reverend Ntim Fordjour? My brother, my sister, Reverend Ntim Fordjour is a member of parliament of the Ghanaian parliament. My brother, my sister, he's one of the most careless MPs I have seen in this country. Pretty face, handsome face, careless character. My brother, my sister. This was the man who said he was doing his parliamentary oversight duties. And what did he do? He started tracking some aeroplanes. Fair enough. Then he said there was an aeroplane that landed in the country from Gran Canaria, Spain, landed here. and it contained cocaine. He spread it out without due diligence. The whole world now has its eyes on Ghana focusedly. My brother, my sister, granted that that cocaine was full of heroin, full of crack, full of every kind of drug. Was it in his place as a so-called honorable to go out there and smear the name of the country like this? Should the country never come first? If you see your father sleeping with another man's wife, would you come out immediately and say, hey, my father is sleeping with another man's wife? Or you first and foremost disengage them, push the woman away and push your father into the room and clothe him. And if you must even let it come out, it will be after you've clothed your father. Ghana has been the beacon of Africa for some time now. Many people want to come to Africa. The year of return, nobody wants to come to the citadel of cocaine. Colombia is struggling today. Visas for Colombians, big trouble because they have the tag of cocaine. How many of us remember Pablo Escobar? One of the biggest cocaine barons the world has ever produced. Find a photograph of Pablo Escobar and slap it on the screen. My brother, my sister, when you have empty heads like this idiot who come out and speak just anything without common sense, this is where we find our country. I am angry with this man, and if I was close to him, I would split open his head and put common sense in there. We fought for our independence. My brother, my sister, I hate it when people say we were granted independence. Who gave us the grant? We fought for our independence, my brother, my sister. If there is something that will tarnish the name, the reputation of the nation, we must keep it inside. As what? Patriots. We must not wash our dirty linens out there. But for these people, it's all about partisan politics. These idiots who want to call themselves honorables. I am angry with this man. A young man who found himself in the Parliament House by virtue of some hard work or otherwise. You should be using your position as an MP to uplift the image of this country. But for these idiots, it's all about partisan politics. My party is not in power. Whatever I will do to denigrate this other party, even if it will bring down all the towers of the country, all the foundations of the country, all the pillars supporting the roof of the nation, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is to bring down this party. So he went out from media house to media house ranting. He was even being restrained. Please speak when you have facts. Like Pablo Escobar, this man here had so much money from money laundering, illegal money he got from drugs. This guy here called Pablo Escobar. There was a time his own daughter was a little cold. You know what he did? He was very, very lazy to get up and pick wood and put into the fireplace. You know, when you travel abroad, they have the fireplace where they put wood and it burns to keep people warm. Now they've turned that into electric fireplaces, right? Controlled by electricity. You know what he did? He just sat on his chair, crossed his legs and threw money into the fireplace to burn and keep his daughter hot. Money he was throwing in there. Look, this man here spent so much time brushing his teeth because he said if he would ever visit a doctor, it would be a dentist, and he didn't want his top to be blown. This is Pablo Escobar. He made so much money. He flew in tigers and some other wild animals into his country. My brother, my sister, from America and other places, created his own zoo and his own empire. Pablo Escobar. He made Colombia so unpopular, this one man, for cocaine and even more. Today, when Colombians are traveling around the world, the eyes of the world, every airport will be focused on them because they have the cocaine tag on them. How many countries hear Colombia and all they hear is cocaine? The moment they hear no, they don't want to hear the rest. It's cocaine. This is where this idiot wants to take the country to, by coming out to say that there was a plane that landed in the country and it was full of cocaine. How can a wise man, and to make it worse, he's supposed to be a reverend minister of God. My brother, my sister, today his house was raided. They raided his house. Watch this from Ghana Word. It says, NIB at Reverend Ntim Fordjour's residence to effect arrest over flight allegations. The NIB was there. Officers from the National Intelligence Bureau are reportedly at the residence of the ranking member of Parliament on Defense and Interior Committee and member of Parliament for Asin South, Reverend John Ntim Fordjour, to effect his arrest. Now, the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Frimpong Kodua, announced this in a post shared on social media on Wednesday, April 9, 2025. This is just a few hours ago. It's still going on there at the time of coming into the studio. NIB currently at Ntim Fordjour's house to arrest him, the MPP chief scribe wrote in his post. A video of Kodua supposedly at the home of the Asin South legislator showed officials of the NIB at the entrance of his home, that's Ntim Fordjour's home. Other videos cited by Ghana Web Online also show the officials of the NIB in the compound of Ntim Fordjour. It is unknown if the NIB arrest of the lawmaker is related to his recent cocaine smuggling and money laundering allegations. The MP for Asin South and the minorities ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee claimed at a press conference on April 1, that April Fool's Day, many people thought it was an April Fool prank, that 2 flights, an air ambulance, and a private jet might have been involved in drug trafficking or money laundering. He alleged that one of the aircrafts, Airmed Flight LA-23 AM, landed in Ghana on March 20 and stayed for 5 days without any record of transporting a patient. These allegations led President John Dramani Mahama to order security agencies to immediately and fully collaborate. Yes, with the Honorable Member of Parliament, so he provides all necessary information to investigate the allegations and take all action necessary to expose any drug dealing. President Mahama also directed all security agencies to work with Reverend Ntim Fordjour to investigate the drug trafficking and money laundering claims involving the 2 suspicious flights at Kotoka International Airport. He emphasized that Ghana has a zero-tolerance policy for drug trafficking and will not allow the country to be used as a transit or final destination for illicit drugs. And this is the man. His name is Ofosu Kwakye. He is the Director of Communications at the Presidency. And he also has updated Ghanaians on this flight issue. In fact, Flight Saga, Kwakye Ofosu, provides further evidence to discount Ntim Fordjour's claims. Run it, my youth. Watch this. Now, the Minister of State in charge of government communications, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, has rejected the narrative by the Member of Parliament for Asin South, John Ntim Fordjour, that he lied in his address on the controversial Flight Saga. In his estimation, the updates put out by the Asin South MP were not only mischievous but complete falsehood and baseless. Speaking to the matter on Channel 1 TV on April 8, 2025, he produced documents to show the itinerary of the flights at the center of the drug trafficking saga, which landed in the country in March. In his first presentation on April 1, he told Ghanaians that Kavok Flight 12BK had arrived in Ghana. Play that press conference. Yet a few days later, he says that he checked from flightaware.com and that the flight never landed in Ghana. When a flight wants to get to Ghana, it seeks permission to land and undergoes thorough screening. I can show you the reports. Ghana Airport Company has all the details. They can show them to you when you request, he said. Gyakye Quayson explained that the flight actually landed in the country to use a Swiss port cargo facility to generate a report on some oil drilling equipment on the flight. The flight was conveying oil drill equipment and had the waybill detailing crucial information on the consignment. They needed to use our Swiss port cargo facility with Tropicana Airline, a local airline. So they wrote to Ghana Revenue Authority, that's GRA's Customs Division, requesting to use our Swiss port scanner to generate a report on the oil equipment on the chartered flight from Angola to Norway. All the documents were endorsed by the appropriate officials, dated and signed, he said. He lamented the frantic attempt by the New Patriotic Party legislator to taint the image of the government and the country, warning of imminent interrogation by the appropriate authorities over his false claims. I'm happy. So you see, this is clear. He comes on TV, brings out whatever, flight away, and says that no, he said it was going to Luanda. It didn't go there. It came directly, and the plane was not even supposed to carry patients. In fact, it was not supposed to carry passengers, but patients. But it came in without any patient. That plane is not even permitted to carry an aeroplane tie because it is strictly for patients. And if it did, it's an indictment on the image of the company that owns the flight. My brother, my sister, these are the facts that have been spewed out. But My Joy Online also published the raiding of the house of Ntim Fordjour. My brother, my sister, watch this. NPP bigwigs storm Ntim Fordjour's house to prevent his purported arrest. Listen to this. Key personalities from the opposition New Patriotic Party, the NPP, gathered at the residence of Asin South Member of Parliament, Reverend Ntim Fordjour at Spintex in Accra, to prevent an attempt by the National Investigations Bureau to effect an arrest warrant on him. Speaking to Joy News' James Aveji, at the residence, the minority leader, Afenyo Makin, said, Reverend cannot be made an example. Reverend is not a loner. He has not walked alone and will not walk alone. The prominent figures, including the minority leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo Makin, NPP General Secretary Justin Kodua, National Organizer Henry Nana Boakye, Director of Communications Richard Anyangba, along with other MPs and party activists, were present at the scene. They stated that they had gathered at the house after learning that officials from the National Investigations Bureau had invaded the MP's residence to arrest him in connection with his claims about the 2 aircrafts that landed in the country. Following his statement in a press briefing at Parliament, the government spokesperson, Felix Gyakye Quayson, responded, refuting allegations and describing his comments as false. He explained that the aircraft had landed in the country due to minor technical faults and other legitimate reasons. The development has since sparked political tension between the two major parties, the governing NDC and the opposition NPP. He explained that Reverend Fordjour had merely presented the air-made aircraft issue to the public on behalf of the Defense Committee of Parliament, on which he is also a member. So nobody should make an attempt to single him out and try to come here to intimidate him. The presence of the crowd at the residence appears to have resulted in the NIB's inability to arrest the MP, as alleged by the NPP. Reverend Ntim Fordjour has alleged that 2 aircrafts, which recently landed in the country, were involved in money laundering and illicit drug trafficking. He has since called on the government to investigate the matter and address the public on the issue. Dash. It's a shameful day for the security of Ghana. It's a day of shame. A little rat like that guy, Reverend Ntim Fordjour, with the support of other little rats, they were never able to effect an arrest. Were there 1 trillion people in the house? Were there 1 trillion people in the house with M15 machine guns and torpedoes in the house? National security could not arrest the little rat. Jesus have mercy. I heard Afenyomakin say they came there without an arrest warrant. How could they go there without an arrest warrant? Is this true or is a lie? Because Afenyomakin is a guy who is known for peddling some of these little falsehoods. Then he will come back and try to correct these. Correct me if I'm wrong. My brother, once they were able to recognize that these people were from the NIB, my brother, by their identity cards and more, it was a legitimate arrest. We will be able to probe the warrant issue later, but you disgrace the nation even further by bringing party hoodlums, little rats, to come and fight, my brother, my sister, for another little insignificant rat who wants to draw down the nation's name into disrepute with dirty lies. I am angry. If I were the president of this nation, we will land on the roof, with the military aircrafts, rip the roof and pick the little rat. Pick him up, naked or clothed, and take him wherever he's supposed to be. We cannot allow little rats, my brother, my sister, to disregard the independence and reputation of this nation. My brother, in the days of Kufuor, cocaine was all over the place. Our name went into disrepute. We remember now, her case too. We remember an MPP member of parliament carrying drugs all the way down to the UK. Amwating, this honorable Amwating, he was arrested and jailed in the United States, I'm told. My brother, we have had enough of this dirty history. We cannot be Africa's Colombia. If there's a legitimate concern about some cocaine in an aircraft, my brother, as a bona fide citizen of the nation, what should you be doing? The security agencies are there. Go there, sit them down, talk to them and tell them, hey, this is what I have tracked. I think this thing contains cocaine and all that. This is my evidence. Please, action. No, he goes to the gallery and tells the whole world that his country has become the next cocaine hub in the world. And this little rat, one day will be traveling out of the country and they victimize him, and the little rat will not understand why he's been victimized. I am angry. Little boys. Some blessing for them to serve the nation. They rather want to pull down the roofs of the nation into disrepute. Because probably your party is known to be a cocaine party. In one way or the other, you want to drag other people into it to equalize things. I don't support things like this. But there's another thing, and I'm happy about it. You know this guy, Sam George? He's into communication and blah, 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 plenty things. I don't remember the names of the ministries and all that. Forgive me. Look at it. My Joy Online. Ghana to enact law against misinformation and disinformation. And this is Sam George talking. So you can see, this is an offshoot of the little rat's dirty behavior. And Ntim Fordjour. Now, the Minister for Communication, Samuel Nate George, has revealed that his ministry would soon present a legal document to Parliament outlining measures to tackle misinformation and disinformation in the country. That's your town. We need it. So that little rats who have no dignity, they just want to draw the whole country into their disingenuously indignified or undignified terrain, can be dealt with. We have come too far to allow little rats like this guy to disturb the integrity of the nation. You have Year of Return. Jet Li, Bruce Lee, and the rest, Michael Jackson and the rest are coming out of their graves. They want to come to Ghana. You think they want to come to a cocaine citadel? You think they want to come to a cocaine citadel? Let's be smart and wise. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Koko Shonomo. When we return, we have one more story and we are done. Send your comments in. We'll be reading those when we return. In the interim, my name, Blakk Rasta. Hey! Way! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Koko Shonomo.
AKA Koko Shonomo. And here we speak truth to power. My brother, my sister, shall we take your comments? Remember, we are live on Facebook and also live on YouTube. Let's speak your minds, right? Oh my God. JDSGH says, greetings Blakk, we are live. Kojo One Fool says, yes, we are live. Good evening all. JDSGH returns to say, beautiful outfit Blakk. More fire. One love. Stephen Zometi says, good evening Blakk. Jogbenywe okle. Amenweve. I love this. Sylvia Kpobo says, fire! All right. More comments. Okay. Aklamada Bajigli says, Blakk F1. Yeah, bro. Philip Defia says, up. Mark Romeo Forey says, greetings, Professor Blakk. Ose Prempe II says, Reverend Liar chased out. Mubarak MBK says, wicked people everywhere. Oh, Charlie. Ose Prempe II said, this guy is a tyrant and must be canned. Okay, caned in cell. Francis Bentum says, NPP, never again. Aklamada Pejigli says, NPP thinks they will enjoy power forever. A day like this has come. Blakk, my mentor. And Chris Atta Bamfo Stribo says, more fire, bro. Sani Alasa says, I can't agree with you less. What a dishonorable member. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So this beautiful outfit here is coming from Sandra Ricardes. She's a Ghanaian woman, the wife of my very good brethren, King Lagaze. And you love it, don't you? Sewn and designed right here in Ghana. 100% Ghana made. All right? If you want it, of course, our numbers are running on the screen. we can have those sent to you. Next and final story, and we are done for the day. Gyakye Quayson freed. Who is Gyakye Quayson? No, Gyakye Quayson. This man. This was a man born and bred in Ghana. He traveled all the way to Canada, lived in Canada for so long, and then he decided to return to Ghana to partake in Ghanaian politics. But in Canada, he picked up the Canadian citizenship. So he has dual citizenship. You know what happened? When he was going to run for political office, he was told by Gyakye Quayson, as he told us, a member of his party at the time, that you cannot run for political office because you have dual citizenship. The laws of the country will not permit that. He still refused and wanted to run. But Gyakye Quayson, in his own words, find me a photo of Gyakye Quayson, was able to restrict him. On several other occasions he tried, but Gyakye Quayson said he wasn't successful because of the restriction. Then Gyakye Quayson said when he was kicked out of the party in one way or the other, this man had the opportunity to run for MP, and he won. When he won, people of the area got wind of the fact that he has dual citizenship. So they sent him to court in the days of the NPP, and he was convicted or found guilty of perjury. You know what it means to say perjury? Lying on oath. He made a point that, you know what? Yes, I had a dual citizenship, but I renounced the Canadian citizenship so that I could run. But at the time of running, the documents had not come to me yet. And therefore, I couldn't present the documents. My brother, my sister, now the courts ruled that as long as he did not have the documents, the renunciation was still in the pipeline. It hadn't arrived yet. He was still not qualified. Therefore, they annulled his MPship and then opened it up for a rerun. He went and ran again, and he won. When he won, this is Gyakye Quayson, and he gave us all the details of how this man had that criminal mind from that time to run with double citizenships, even though he, Gyakye Quayson, a high-ranking member of the party at the time, had told him he couldn't. This was the Central Regional Chairman of the NPP. And he ran on the ticket of the Central Region. So it was in his domain. And he told him, stay away. But when he saw a loose end, he went into it. So he went to court. President Mahama had promised to make him a minister. But I'm told that he told President Mahama that, oh, wait until the court case is over. After all, probably our party is in power. My brother, in a country where when your party is not in power, you will never get justice, many shenanigans can happen. Jingoisms can happen. Better still, gymnastics are very common. Dash his photo away. I finished with him. So Gyakye Quayson today was freed by an Accra High Court. High Court acquits Not MP Gyakye Quayson of criminal charges. Run it, my youth. Now the Member of Parliament for Not, James Gyakye Quayson, who was ousted from Parliament in 2023 after the Supreme Court of Ghana ruled that he was ineligible to contest in the 2020 parliamentary election, still had a criminal case against him. So they are not contesting his ineligibility in that election, but the criminal charge of perjury. He was accused by the Office of the Attorney General under Godfrey Dami of deceiving public officers to acquire state documents to contest in the 2020 parliamentary elections. On February 12, 2022, the state charged James Gyakye Quayson with 5 counts: deceit of a public officer, forgery of a passport, knowingly making a false statutory declaration, perjury, and false declaration. Now, the last hearing of this case was when the Supreme Court threw out Gyakye Quayson's application for the court to strike out the High Court ruling that his criminal trial should be heard daily. Gyakye Quayson, through his lawyers, filed a certiorari application arguing that the trial judge had erred in denying their request to direct the Attorney General's office to provide additional disclosures. A High Court in Accra has acquitted a member of parliament for Asin Gyakye Quayson of, we've read this already, right? But leave it there, man. Watch this. Now, according to a post shared on X by journalist Quayson'S, the court ruled that the case against the Asin North MP had no merit. Now, the ruling of the court comes after the MP refused an offer by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayini, for the criminal charges leveled against him by the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government to be discontinued. I think that's a bold one. I must applaud him for that. The Attorney General and the Minister of Justice came over and said that, listen, we want it to be discontinued. He said, no, let me go to court and fight it. That's a bold one. But what informed Dominic Ayini coming to say that let's discontinue it? Did he explain to us? There was no perjury. What is this? I want to understand. Gyakye Quayson maintained that he wanted the case to be completed by the court so that he will clear his name. Now, the High Court has acquitted MP for Asin North Gyakye Quayson of the charges leveled against him by the then NPP government. Gyakye Quayson refused an offer for his trial to be discontinued by the new AG. The judge ruled that the state's case against him was meritless. Pass of the post read. The lawyer stated that the High Court judge erred in allowing the application for the trial to be heard daily. They added that the judge took his decision based on a document that lacked an accompanying affidavit. But the Supreme Court panel that sat on the case ruled that it lacked merit. So, the ruling, was it for the sitting to be done daily, or he's been acquitted of all criminal charges? This here does not tell us that. There's another write-up, right? Watch this. Gyakye Quayson speaks after being acquitted in dual citizenship case. Run it. The member of parliament for Asin North, James Gyakye Quayson, had nothing but praise for the High Court judge who presided over the criminal case leveled against him by the SY Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government over his dual citizenship status before he put himself up to run for the seat. Now, speaking to the media on Wednesday, April 9, 2025, after his acquittal and discharge, the MP indicated that the former government had taken the decision to persecute him. He praised the trial judge, whom he named as Justice Mary, describing her as a decent human being. So the other justices were not decent human beings. Justice Mary shouldn't see this as a praise. It's an indictment on the other justices. And listen, decent human being. It means the other ones are what? I don't know. It's almost expected, because when a man is innocent, no matter what you do, he will be pronounced as such. They were for persecution, but this is a court of law, you know. That's the difference between prosecution and persecution. He noted that his acquittal is a victory for his constituents and the people of Ghana. thanks to God, thanks to all these people behind me, family and friends, blah, 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 sisters, cousins, members of parliament. We are all in this together. And I think this is a day for sin not. Justice for sin not and justice for Ghana is not about me. The member of parliament for sin not, James Gyakye Quayson, who was ousted from parliament in 2023 after the Supreme Court of Ghana ruled that he was ineligible to contest in the 2020 parliamentary election, still had a criminal case against him. He was accused by the Office of the Attorney General under Godfrey Dame of deceiving public officers about his dual citizenship to acquire state documents to contest in the 2020 parliamentary elections. On February 12, 2022, the state charged Gyakye Quayson with 5 counts, deceit, blah, 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 perjury, and false declaration. I'm very proud that Our Lady, Justice Mary, I was going to tell her in the courtroom, but the rules don't allow that. I was going to tell her she's a very decent human being and more blessings for her. Gyakye Quayson went on to thank God, his family, and friends for the declaration of his innocence. Nothing is said about what the judge stood on to free Gyakye Quayson of criminal charges. Maybe we have to wait and read the documents from the court to tell us exactly why the Supreme Court said he was ineligible to run after deceiving public officials and getting the leeway to go on and contest. And now, that election was annulled for a rerun. But criminal charges have been cleared. I can't think far. I can't think madness. I want to understand. I am a law illiterate. Teach me. But dual citizenship should never be entertained in this country. At a time that we are all struggling and fighting for patriotism. If we allow this, Jesus. All Ghanaians will be dual citizenship holders. We need everybody to look into the eye of the needle with one eye. 2 eyes cannot see the eye of the needle. It's either Ghana or something else. If you say Ghana first, why do you hold another citizenship? I don't understand. It's common sense, isn't it? Ghana first. Then you are a citizen of 2 countries and they both say their countries first. I don't get it. America says America first. It's a condition for you to have an American citizenship. It's a condition for England for you to have a British citizenship. Ghana first. Your national anthem, your pledge, they are all saying Ghana first. All your patriotism songs, Ghana first. Then you have another country that also says their country first. So which one is really the first? Do you want to deceive us? It's the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. We're going to follow up this story and bring you details later. In the interim, let's see your final comments and we are done for the day. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Tap, send. I want to say good afternoon to you. Alex is their man there in Dubai. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Professor Albion Mens and all our wonderful viewers from across the world. Naziru Sando says more fire. Agbashi Victor says more fire. Ashrifi Emmanuel says Black Rasta Amour. Hey! Mark Romeo Fori says, I'm disappointed in your comments. Okay, which comments? Me or somebody else? Maybe somebody else. You should have mentioned the person. Tuma Black Rasta. I'm really surprised by the act of the people who went to defend him for arrest. Are they saying if the FBI can do for Donald Trump, the NIB shouldn't arrest this common guy calling himself MP? Watching you from Ontario, Canada. Well, it's a question for the gods. Mark Romeo says El Chapo. Who is El Chapo? I know who you're talking about. You know who he's talking about, right? Pablo Escobar. That was his nickname, El Chapo. Right? Ni Ayi Amos says MPP is not patriotic. The most dishonest people's party in our history. Apromeda. Pejigli says fire. And Oheneba likes the name, so anytime I mention it, he pulls out his head to look at the spelling. Apromeda. Pejigli. Jeff likes the name too. He's shaking his head. Maybe his first daughter will be called Akplomada. Kwejigli. Repeat after me, Kwejigli. I love the name. Tom Paul says, Blakk, my brother, NDC and NPP, they are all the same people with no difference. Well, I'm seeing a difference with John Mahama. They are raiding the homes of people based on intelligence. And that tells you that the fight on corruption is a real one. I'm happy about that. Raid them. I don't like the idea of 80 Chinese and we can't feed them when you feed a prisoner in Ghana on 1 CD 20 pesos. I will feed all the foreign prisoners in jail. I will feed them. What are you talking about? Establish a 24-hour fast-track Galamsey court and see if this fight will not be history. Stop the joke. Minister of the Interior. Well, my name is Blakk RASTA, and I want to say thank you so much for coming along. We appreciate you and we love you. As I pull on my hoodie, I want to say thank you so much. I take a beautiful flex, and I take a little look down, and I flex to the left. I want to say thank you so much. I love you and I appreciate you. Even the Black Pod, a.k.a. Quayson'S, where we speak truth to power. Hey! Hey! Catch me again tomorrow, same time, 6 to 6:30. Wayo!